All right, thank you for being patient. Sorry about that, for being 15 minutes late. It's like for once, Ms. Shipman talked at a concert more than me, so. All right, the group on stage is the Rice High School Wind Ensemble, and we got a few awards to do, but I'll do mine in between each song. Cool, all right. It's been a long day. All right, we are going to open our part of the program with Lift Me Up by Rihanna from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. All right, so at this time we're going to recognize the senior band class of 2024. In my planning for future years, just to put it in perspective, The current 8th grade class is a class of 2028. The current kindergarten class will enter 6th grade in the 29-30 year, I believe. 2029, 2030. So, yeah, that's how far I'm planning ahead. Because when you deal with a business manager like Mr. Post, you gotta have like a 10-year plan. That answers your question, Mr. Thurman. All right, let me talk about the class of 2024 though. Those other kids we were just talking about are just babies. Being a parent, I understand this. I've been with these guys for 2 years, and like a parent, you have a love-frustration relationship with them. Like, this is probably the senior class that I'm ever gonna miss the most in my 15 years of teaching. But there's gonna be a lot of days when I don't. I often tell them, like, I'm sorry I wasn't here for more time with you. I was just down the street. Mr. Hefner could have called me. He could have just picked up the phone and Louise and I'd have been here. But no, he waited. But that's okay, I got here now. They have endured struggles as a class in band that some other students do across the state, but a lot of students don't. And so it's been a very difficult and rewarding endeavor to get these young men and women to not just enjoy band, but build those family bonds again and make the band hall a safe space. So some of them came back after a year, some of them came back immediately. A couple of them didn't come back at all, but that's okay. So, the future is bright with the class of 2024, I can tell you that. Regardless of how they act at home. Because I know, I get it. Oh. Y'all frustrate me. All right, so when I call your name, you can come up. You're gonna go stand over there, but don't go past the spotlight. And then I'll have Ms. Shipman come up and take your group picture, if she doesn't mind, because I don't have my phone. So, Julissa Barboza on flute. Lego. Kaylee Castillo on trumpet, and she's also a member of Color Guard. Evelyn Guerrero, alto saxophone and Color Guard. Honestly, guys, y'all been doing this for 13 years. You act like it's a surprise when I get to the next letter of the alphabet. You're like, oh, me? Kayla James on alto saxophone. If the sidelines are a little boring next year at football games, it's because she's graduating. But you can go see her at Temuk. Mr. Senator, you forgot to sign this one. It's okay. Jose Martinez on percussion. Oh. Sorry, Kayla took it. Alma Martinez on flute. Macy Romo on flute. And then I think we got one senior who couldn't make it here with us tonight, but we're working on them anyway. Tanner Torres on percussion. Madeline Vasquez on color guard. My order got mixed up. Sorry, somebody's back there freaking out. Aubrey Rodriguez on baritone. All right, the last two seniors. Honestly, they're like my own two boys. They're my two oldest boys. And that's why I cannot not like them. Their nickname before Jesus Bellman graduated was Squad Goals, because they all went everywhere together. But I'm definitely going to miss these two guys. Josh Vasquez on trumpet and Brandon Vasquez on trumpet. All right, and the last award before we continue on, it's a brand new award. I just made it up this morning. It is the Rice High School Band Distinguished Alumni Award. And I wanted to do it because the next time we give awards, this person will be sitting under their newly purchased Amazon gazebo, pondering what they're doing with their life. I don't know.
Tiring.
Yes. I don't know what that is though. When I took this job, I knew that he was a former band person because he told me. But I didn't realize how easy he was going to make my job. I'm going to miss him tremendously. I mean, his replacement is going to be great. Okay, but I can't walk into Mr. Post Office and ask him for something and be like, we'll see. Let me go over here. Not yet anyway. But we're going to recognize our soon-to-be retiring superintendent, Mr. Bill Hebner.
I got accused of ghosting Mr. Pittman earlier today. He sent me a text, he sends them daily, with requests for money. But, and I didn't see the last one that he sent, and he asked if I wanted to give a speech tonight, and the answer would have been no. But I just want to say thank you to everybody, thank you to the kids, thank you to the parents, and it's been a wonderful journey for, I guess, starting on 27 years next year back at Rice and home, and to see the changes that have happened. This auditorium didn't exist 27 years ago. And so tremendous changes, and we could not do it without the wonderful support of our communities and the absolutely wonderful kids that you sent to us. So thank you very much.
All right, moving on. Because you all had to work when we played our UIL concert, where we brought Mr. Spinrath in, who is here. Thank you for coming, sir. We're going to play a couple of tunes from that concert. This next one is Speed Mirage by Joshua Hobbs. All right, we got last set of awards to hand out. It's okay. It's just that's why it looks so big. All right. Back in February, we had one student perform at the UIL Region Solo and Ensemble contest in Edna, and the student made a 1. So he is going to state Memorial Day weekend. So we're going to recognize Mr. Easton Center on marimba. All right, and then we have our outstanding freshmen, sophomore, and juniors to give out, and they also have, just like the junior high band, they have a plaque that goes up in the band hall with a few names on it. Some of them are up here now, and some of them have graduated. But the outstanding freshman band member, this is a student who they're going to be really surprised because they see this student one way and I see him a completely different way. They see his funny side and I see how much he's matured and has grown as a musician this year. Our outstanding freshman band member for 2023-24 is Jacob Morales. All right, the outstanding sophomore will not surprise them most likely, but it will probably surprise this one for some reason. This student has excelled tremendously since he came to Rice. He went to the UIL Region Solo and Ensemble back in February and got a 1, and he qualified for state. And he's going to state solo and ensemble in Memorial Day weekend. I forgot again. So the 2023-24 outstanding sophomore band member is Mr. Easton Center. All right, so the outstanding junior band member will definitely surprise the student because, again, they don't see what I see in them and how much they've grown. But I'm looking forward to this student being a senior next year. I think they will definitely flourish, and I'm looking forward to them taking on more leadership roles. But the 2023-24 outstanding junior is Citlali Vasquez. All right, so there's one facet of the marching band program that a lot of times gets overlooked, but they're actually probably the most important because it's a marching band, it's a very visual thing, is color guard. And so there is a national Color Guard Award for outstanding contributions and achievements, and they also have a plaque on the wall. We could have had a great color guard like we did this year if she hadn't rejoined, but it would have been a lot less fun and a little more difficult. I think Ms. Fraser and Mr. Trabucci probably would have had to work a little harder. But this year's National School Color Guard Award recipient is Evelyn Guerrero. All right, the last two, and then we'll get out of here because they stayed out late last night. So we can't keep them out two nights in a row. The big award for high school bands every year is the John Philip Sousa Award. John Philip Sousa was the first conductor of the President's Own Marine Band. If you don't recognize the name, you definitely recognize his music because he's in every movie. He wrote marches and operas, but other stuff too. But he has a national award, and the students who win that all over the country, they're entered into a national registry where they can go back and they can look to see their names, but who else from their school or their state, or when they get married, see if their husband or wife was as great as them in the band. Probably not, but it's hard for me to describe this award because it's not a leadership award, it's not a musicianship award, it's just an all-around band person. Okay, there's no one defining characteristic that gets this award, but it is the big one. It looks good on college resumes. I'm sure it has some weight and splash weight on that too. Put it on there and see what happens. But I've never given out two. Because when I was a senior, I had to share mine. And I was very unhappy. The kid was a band nerd. He shouldn't have gotten that. But, so I always said I would never share. I would never pick two. We'll never say never. Because I couldn't pick just one this year. In alphabetical order, not better than the other, the first recipient of the 2024 John Philip Sousa Award is Juju. Julissa Barbosa. What? No, that's not very fair to them. Let them have their moment like you had yours by yourself. That's why I don't share, see? Okay. All right, this next one, it's a boy. One of the first things I heard from Ms. Lumpkins when I took this job was, this student didn't sign up for band next year. That's a mistake. This student needs to be in band. Band needs him. Because he is probably the most talented high school musician who doesn't realize that they have raw potential and talent. But it just shows, it just comes out without him knowing it. We're gonna miss you next year. Josh Vasquez. All right, and I think Mr. Trabucchi, when we're done, I think he put your wall plaques out there so you can see your name. Your parents can see your name because they probably won't come back in the van hall. But you'll see your name for at least another 5 days or so. All right, so that's all. Give them another round of applause, please. All right, before we play our next one, it's another UIL piece, and I'll try to keep this one brief, otherwise I won't be able to talk. We go through inevitable life experiences, some good, some not so good. These kids have been through a life experience that many of us will never have, they should never have had. And I've never taught a group that had the experience these guys had this year. But to see them come together and comfort each other through this difficult time was, I don't have words to describe it, but it was something really special. But then to see everyone else who wasn't so directly affected, to see them step up and want to make these guys proud while they were going through their experience was, it gives you a lot of faith in our kids. You may think that they're just angsty teenagers, but they've got a whole lot of emotional depth that, you know, they don't show you, and that's cool. But so this next piece of the Day Transcending Night, it's a musical representation of the composer's journey of losing his uncle to pancreatic cancer. And so it's been really special for me. I didn't really talk about it a lot with them this year. I just wanted them to play it however they felt they wanted to play it. But today I did finally break down, and I did not cry. I did not. I said, I can't talk yet. So, but we did take this one to UIL. It's a great piece. I hope you enjoy it for whatever that means to you. See, that's why I did it today, instead of now in front of your parents. So you're not like, you gotta go home and talk about it, because I don't want to be judged. So, good job. All right, we're gonna finish out this year's program with a, it's about the most Latin concert band piece there is. They're hard to come by, because believe me, they've asked me, why can't we play this and this? And, without being too blunt, the reason is people who write music are still a bunch of old white guys who do not write very good music for the Hispanic culture, unfortunately. So, this one did not start as a band piece, but it is, you'll recognize it, I think. It's fun, it's loud, and I think it's a great way to end this year's concert. Malagueña.